What if I told you that walking during your marathon or any other run from 10k up to marathon or even longer for ultra could make you 5 minutes faster, and that there are high-level marathon coaches all over the world that are recommending this exact strategy to their athletes? I'm Simon Ward, and today we're going to talk about a topic sometimes known as jeffing, sometimes known as run walk. We'll call it broken endurance. But it's a performance strategy that's going to challenge everything that you think that you know about long distance running. Stay on until the end and see if I'm wrong. So I've been coaching endurance athletes for over 3 decades. And recently I spent time with world-renowned running coach Bobby McGee. In fact, you can hear Bobby and me chatting the full discussion on our podcast, and we spent the whole time talking about broken endurance. And here's the thing, and he confirmed something that I've known for ages, but what Bobby's told me has completely changed how I think about marathon and Ironman racing. And by the end of this video, you'll be thinking the same way as I am. You see, it's not about being weak or making a concession, not a confession, a concession. It's about being smart and going faster. And ultimately that's what you want, right? Doesn't matter if you run and walk a bit, it's about whether you get to the finish line faster. So here's the first barrier that we need to break. When I mention run-walk strategies to athletes, I get pushback. I remember the first time I spoke to somebody about this and he said, it's a marathon run, not a marathon walk run. And my response, of course, was this: it's about getting to the finish line quicker. And that's exactly what Bobby said, which confirmed that I was on the right track. Now, he said this is absolutely a performance tool. It's a performance approach. It's not a concession. You will perform better utilising this, not only in training, but it's also a superior racing strategy. Right, those are Bobby's exact words. I'm not paraphrasing that. That's what Bobby said, and you can listen to the podcast if you like and hear it yourself. So think about that. A world-class coach, he's coached an Olympic marathon champion, and what he's saying is that most endurance athletes will actually perform better using a run walk than trying to run the whole event continuously. And you know what stops us from doing it? It's our ego, right? So you might be asking the question, well, why does this work? Well, here are 3 key reasons, and the longer your race, the more important this is. First is cardiac drift. It's a gradual increase of your heart rate, and this is more pronounced if it's getting hotter. If you walk a little bit, it flattens it out. And even Olympic marathon runners show instant heart rate resets during brief walks. There's plenty of Ironman champions who walk through the aid stations every 2 kilometres. The second thing is that your body absorbs fluids and nutrition much better, so that's why walking through aid stations makes a real good sense. So when you're running hard, your digestive system is compromised. It's really difficult. But if you walk, then that creates a window where your body can actually process fuel. So think about that the next time you're doing a long distance triathlon. And thirdly, right, and this is huge, particularly for those of us over 50, your running form stays consistent for longer. So what used to happen to me was I'd get to 20k and then I'd try running, but my times and my form would drop off. And that's what leads to injury in races and in long runs. So here's the results that convinced me. This is what Bobby said. He had a 2:40 marathoner switch to a strategic run walk and he ran a 2:22. That's an 18-minute improvement. Not by training harder, just by changing strategy. I mean, that's a no-brainer, right? One of my own athletes was 5 minutes faster on his regular Saturday run just by experimenting with this. He'd only been trying it for a couple of weeks, but he surprised himself and me when he said, you know what? I saved 5 minutes. So Ironman races, I've watched a lot of broken endurance athletes get past early on because they're walking and you hear the crowd going, come on, you can do it, you can run. But what about if that's actually their strategy? The thing is, later on, when those runners slow down, the run walkers are overtaking everybody and more, while everybody else is falling apart. Imagine how good that is for your confidence. So here are the ways to get it into your program. Start simple. Take your regular 1 hour run Try and complete it in 55 minutes, but do it using a broken endurance strategy. Start with 4 minutes of running and 1 minute of walking. Step 2. Sounds silly to say this, but you've got to master the walk. It's not a shuffle or a collapse. You've actually got to walk quite briskly, around 14 to 17 minutes per mile. So it's got a bit of intent. And what Bobby suggests is this: you think of that walk in thirds. So if it's a minute, you recover for 20 seconds, you refuel and reset for 20 seconds, and you use the final 20 seconds to prepare for your next run interval. Next, adapt to the conditions. If it's hilly, drop to 3 and 1 running. If you're going downhill, then maybe run for a bit longer. And if it's hot conditions, well, apply the run walk from the start, but stay flexible with how long you run and how long you walk for. Next, progress systematically. As you get comfortable with 3 and 1 or 4 and 1, try 6 and 1, 7 and 1. You can even go to 9 and 1. It's up to you to find what works for you and your goals. Now, it's the mindset shift that changes everything. One of Bobby's athletes at a well-known city marathon started walking early, and people said, "Hey, start running, it's too soon to walk." And she said, "No, actually, this is my strategy. I go faster this way. I'm not a runner, I'm a broken endurance athlete." Now that's the identity shift that we need. Okay? You need to get it into your head that you're not making a concession. You're actually making a choice for something that is a superior performance strategy. So I'm going to give you 5 key points. Number 1, this is a performance tool, not a concession. Most athletes with practice will actually go faster with a broken endurance strategy. Number 2, start simple with 3 minutes on and 1 minute walk, 4 minutes run and 1 minute walk, and then progress systematically to your ideal walk-run pace. Next, master the run-walk technique, briskly and with intent, 14 to 17 minutes per mile. Adapt your strategy to the conditions and be flexible. Finally, focus on outcomes, not opinions. I think you'll probably find that at the end nobody asks you how you finished. They're only really interested in your time, and that's all they'll see in the future when they look back. And just remember this: your next personal best might just be about a mindset shift. So if you try broken endurance on your next long run, please let me know how you get on. There's some comment space below, and I'd love to hear what your experimentation shows. Please do share that with me, and I'll respond to all the comments. And if you found this video valuable, please do subscribe for more evidence-based training. It's what I try to do with all my videos. And finally, if you're like me and you're over 50 and you're serious about training smart, then check out my SWAT Inner Circle. I've created it just for folks like you over 50 because not many people are looking after us, and you'll find a link in the description. And while you're there, why don't you tell me what your biggest barrier is to trying broken endurance? I know most people will say, it's just about getting my head around it, but what's yours? Thanks for watching. You'll also find a link to 2 more videos that will help you to train smarter and perform better, and there'll be another video next week, so I hope I'll see you there.